Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is Saturday, and Sean and I are celebrating Valentine's Day tonight because we were able to get a reservation at a restaurant that we really wanted to go to. So I'm getting ready. I have a bunch of new makeup that I thought I would try on with you, and we can do a Valentine's Day sort of look. I do have my base done. I did my brows, and then I'll take you through it really quickly. I used the Charlotte Tilbury UV primer on the perimeter and tops of my cheekbones. I used Auric Glow Lust in Selenite as a liquid highlighter under my foundation, and I used the EXA foundation. And then for concealers, I used the Armani concealer and Merit to spot conceal around the face, and then I set with a little bit of powder. So I'll list all my shades and everything below. That's a lot more than I usually use for my base routine, but we are doing a bit more of a dramatic look. I got a really exciting PR package. This is from Milk Makeup. Just watch me open this box. They sent me all of their new shades and old shades of their, what are these called? They're like cream cheek sticks. They have a new range of contours coming out, and then they extended their bronzer range, which I'm really happy about because I love Baked, their original shade. And then they're releasing new shades of their blushes, as well as I think new shades of their highlighters. So these are not all out yet. I think these are gonna be released in the next week, like the week that I'm posting this. So I thought we would try some of these out. I'm looking at their two lightest shades of their contour. Their lightest one is called Toasted, and their second lightest is called Stoked. By the way, I'm filming in front of a window, so it's all natural light, and it's a partly cloudy day, so the sun's going in and out. I hope it doesn't mess with the color too much. The swatches of these online looked very, very cool toned. So these are like a true contour. Okay, I took off the little cap for the second deepest shade, and a bunch of the color came out with it, but that's okay. I can swatch it still. Okay, so here are the two lightest shades. This is the shade Stoked, or wait, no, sorry. This is the shade Toasted. This is the shade Stoked. I am pretty light right now, so I think I'm gonna go with Toasted. It's interesting. It has kind of this like clay, almost pinky clay undertone. I do like the undertone of the deeper one, but we'll see. Maybe I'll do a mix of both. So I'm going to take Toasted. I'm just gonna do a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit right here to lift the eye a little bit. And let's do this too. My favorite brush for blending out contour, bronzer, pretty much anything to sculpt the face is the Rephr 04. It's angled, and it allows you to blend out the edges while retaining the slim shape of the line. It's blending out really easily, which does not surprise me at all. These do blend out really, really well, really easily, even though I applied it like directly to the face. I think because there is that like slightly clay-like undertone, it doesn't actually look too gray on the skin. It's just giving me like a nice cool toned shadow. I might just add a touch of the deeper shade right where I want the most sculpting towards the back of my cheek, just to add a little bit of dimension and like definition. But you can see both of these are blending out really nicely. These are their minis, by the way. They're really cute. They last a long time. And I actually prefer them because, you know, cream cheek products do expire more quickly than powder. And even though I've had, you know, my minis forever in their other colors, I've never gone through one all of the way. So I'm happy that they have these cute little mini sizes. I'm honestly really impressed with the blend because I did my base, I powdered down the T-zone, I used setting spray, I forgot to mention that, just to really lock in the base before adding cheek products, and this is still blending out really easily. It's not dewy. If you've never tried this formula, it's not dewy, it's not matte, it's just a really natural finish. It doesn't stay sticky on the cheeks at all. It just feels and looks like skin. I think I do want a little bit of bronzer just because this is quite cool toned. So I am going to go into their Baked Bronzer, which is their original shade of, or one of the original shades of their bronzer. But I might test out Blaze as well. This is their second deepest shade. I think it's a new one that they are releasing. And this looks really nice as well. Okay, so here are the two shades. This is Baked and this is Blazed. You can see Blazed is deeper and they both have some nice warmth to them. I think I'm gonna go in with Baked for today's look. I'm gonna take a fluffier brush. This is the Fit Glow Beauty like double-ended cheek brush. This one's just a little bit fluffier than the Refer. And this one, I'm going to be much more diffused in my application because I don't want to mess up the contour. I'm just warming up like the perimeter of my face. And because I'm going for a diffused application, I'm going from the brush to the stick rather than the stick to my face. Okay, moving on to blush. I'm really excited because they are releasing 3 new shades of their blush, like their lip and cheek product, and I'm gonna swatch them all for you. So this is the lightest shade. It's called Smirk, and this has, it's called a Dusty Rose with Shimmer. So not all of their blushes have shimmer. Ooh, that's really pretty. You can see there's a bit of like, it's not even really shimmer, it's more like a champagne sort of pearl. Next is the shade Enigma, and this is described as a rosy beige. Oof, this is a me shade. That is Enigma. So pretty. And this one doesn't have any shimmer. And the last shade is a beautiful, like berry toned. I'm just looking at the description. It's called Muse, and this is a deep burgundy. Oh my God, so pretty. It's very like wine colored. So that is Smirk, Enigma, and Muse. I think I'm gonna go for a blend of the 2 lighter shades. So I think I'm gonna use, what are these called? Enigma and Smirk. And here's what the shades look like side by side. You can see the difference in the tones. I'm going to take the other side of my Fit Glow Beauty brush and I'm going to stamp across the surface of the mid-tone shade. This is Enigma, that rosy beige. And I'm just going to stamp towards the top of my cheeks, and I want this to go almost up into my brow bone. It's really, really pretty. This is like a very natural shade for me, especially because it has those like brown tones in it. It just looks, yeah, like how my skin naturally looks when it flushes. And then I'm gonna use the lightest shade, Smirk, with a little bit of shimmer. And I'm just gonna use that on like the top of my cheekbones, almost like a highlighter placement. You can see I really, really take it into the brow bone and almost around the corners of my eyes. But yeah, those are the new Milk Makeup cheek products. So beautiful. I always thought their like cheek cream products were before their time. I mean, these came out like, the original shades came out like over 5 years ago, I think. And their Baked Bronzer was like the first cream bronzer I ever used. So I'm really excited to see that they're expanding the range, expanding the shades, and I think people are like primed and ready and really wanting more cream cheek products. So I love these new shades. There have also been a ton of cream blush releases as well as powder blush releases, which I'll talk about in a different video. Which I predicted for 2023. But I recently reviewed the Merit blush extension in the shade Fox. It's another like rosy brown shade that is so beautiful. I posted that in shorts and I'll link that below. And I also tested out the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm blush in the shade Jubilee, which is such a beautiful, like bright coral. And of course, you guys know I love the Blurring Balm formula from Danessa Myricks, so it was really cool to play with that in blush form. I will do more extensive reviews of those, I think, in other Get Ready With Me content. I had an idea for a Valentine's look because I got my hands on the Half Magic Beauty Chrome Addiction eye paint in the shade No Shame. This is not new, but it's new to me. The shade is new to me, and it's so beautiful. It's this really cool, like pink coppery rose gold. It flashes orange in certain lights. I think you can see it right there. It's just such an interesting shade. It goes from cool tone to warm toned. And I love that it almost looks like silver pink in certain lights, and then it looks like coppery orange in other lights. So I definitely want to play with that and have the eyes kind of be the statement. This is also a formula that really, really sets down. It dries, it doesn't budge, it doesn't like drop glitter on your face. So I think I'm gonna use it as like a graphic liner, but I do want to sculpt the eyes a little bit just to create some definition. This is really boring, so I won't spend too much time showing you this, but this is a palette I just keep like on hand in my vanity for these moments. It's the Viseart, what's this called? Neutral mattes. Old school. But when I just need some base shadows for when I'm gonna do a more statement look like this, it's just nice to have around. I actually just had the idea to pull out my Natasha Denona Love palette. I actually still really enjoy this palette. I don't really have a lot of like cool toned pinks and lavenders in my collection, and I just thought and still think that this color curation is really fun. I also reach into this a lot for when I need matte pink colors. So I'm actually going to dip into these bottom two matte pinks and just add a little bit of pink into the eye socket. I know she just came out with a face palette version, a Love face palette, and that looks really cute too if you don't already have those shades. I always thought this palette was underrated for sure. I decided I'm going to do a winged liner. I'm actually going to do the liner first before I go in with the glitter, just so I can have that base down. Sometimes a liner over glitter can make it fall, even if it's like the most foolproof glitter. So I'm going to use Victoria Beckham Beauty, the Kajal liner in Bordeaux, which is a really nice like burgundy to kind of bring out those red pink tones. That took me a lot longer than I want to admit. I just have to say, if you are creating that like really thin, long winged liner like this, the Thrive Cosmetics Eyeliner Fine Just Wing It brush is amazing because it's very small, very fine, and it gives you that precision to elongate the wing in a really clean way. And I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. They're relatively symmetrical. It's the best it's gonna get. So let's move on to the fun part. This is the Chrome Addiction No Shame eye paint. I think I'm just going to follow along the wing and create almost a liner effect with this. So I'm not gonna talk because I need focus. Let's see how this goes. I'm just flipping the actual applicator on this side and taking that on my mobile lid. I'm just smoothing it out, and I'm just gonna let that dry and set down before I extend the wing. I have to hold my eyes open kind of like this. And then I'm gonna take that angled brush and apply some of the product onto the brush itself. And then I'm going to extend it just across the top of the wing. And I'm just gonna build up that line so I can have a bit of a crisper edge toward the mobile lid. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there. I don't want it to be too dramatic because I am like going out to a restaurant. I don't want to attract too much attention necessarily. I'm gonna do my mascara and my brows. I don't have anything new for that, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I am going to do my lips, and I want something that I can eat in, that won't wear off weird, that I won't be worried about, and that I can reapply easily. I did do a lip swatch video of all of these new About Face lip color butters. They're really nice. They're like a clicky lip balm. They're tinted. But they're pretty pigmented. So they're like a melty, creamy, balmy lip color, my favorite. I'm gonna go in with the shade Cherry Good. It's kind of this like reddish pink, but I am gonna line the lips first just for a bit of definition. And something that I like to do actually when I'm going in with a deeper shade like this is use the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Endless Cacao, Katie Jane Hughes famous. So I'm just going to sculpt the lips. This shade looks really weird on its own, but it really is a contour for your lips. And then I just blur over with a finger. I'm not going for like a really defined lip look. I want something kind of casual and easy. All right, so these I mentioned you click and you don't want to over click because they don't go back down. That's actually more of a red shade than I was looking for. There's another shade, let me find it. Okay, I can't find the exact shade I wanted to use, so I actually have something similar in shade. These are the Tower 28 Juice Bombs. I've also done a lip swatch video of these. I'll link to it here. This is the shade Drink, which is a very similar shade to the one I was looking for, and these are a little bit thinner. They're not as melty or balmy. They're a little bit thinner and waxier, but also very comfortable. So yeah, that's the shade that I wanted. There is a similar shade in the About Face range that I'll link to below. It's looking a little bit more purple on camera, I think just because it's cloudy, so the cool tones are really coming out. But that's the look. I'm gonna get dressed. I will show you my full outfit since we're doing the full get ready with me. I want to mention one more thing. I received from DS and Durga their pistachio perfume, and this is new. This was originally part of their can't remember what they call it, but they do these like limited edition releases, maybe they're studio releases, but it was so popular that they've added it to their permanent range and it smells so good. It's a gourmand because it has that creamy pistachio note. There's vanilla creme. There's also a bit of like toasted almond, but there's a patchouli heart note that gives it a little bit of like musky, woody sexiness, and it's like the perfect date night perfume, but also I've been wearing it during the day. I haven't stopped wearing it since I got it, honestly. It's very complex, very sexy, and it opens with the wood note and then becomes a little bit creamier on the dry down and more like vanilla-y and musky as it develops. It smells so good. I love it so much. I actually have no idea what I'm gonna wear. I was only planning the makeup, so once I get dressed, I will come back and let you know. All right, I am dressed, I'm back. So let me show you what we've got going on. So I got these new Monica Vinader pearl earrings. They're like pearl drop earrings. They're really beautiful, very lightweight, so they're very comfortable on the ears. And then I have this top that I got last year or the year before. It's a little bit sexy. It just has this one clip and I'm wearing like a lacy bralette underneath. But it's also casual at the same time because it's very baggy. It has these like slits on the sleeves and it's very loose. And then I'm wearing my Nanushka leather pants, or they're faux leather, and then just some black heels. It might be a little bit cold tonight. So I'm bringing my leather blazer. So I might just like drape it over my shoulders like this. A little bit of that. And then I am carrying my Polen number 10 bag. This is in the chalk white color. So I'm just gonna like carry it in the nook of my arm. So that is the outfit. It's sexy, but not overly sexy. It feels very like me. I'm still comfortable. I can eat, which is really important. And yeah, this is what I'm wearing. So, oh, there's actually one more thing I wanted to show you. Hang on. Also, the sun just came out, so the makeup looks really nice in this natural light. So here's a close-up look at everything. Okay, for Valentine's Day, I got Sean this mug. It's so cute. I found a seller on Etsy that does these really cute illustrations based on photos of your pets. I'll show you the photo that I sent her. But how cute is this? These are our cats. All right, that is it. I'm gonna sign off here because we are heading out. It's still early, but we have an early reservation. It's the only time we could get. So I'm heading out. I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day, however you're celebrating, whomever you're celebrating with. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.